virtual reality, and to make that NPC really believable, he has to actually react to what you're saying. So that's one of the goals we have. Imagine a world like Skyrim where you can talk freely to any NPC on the street. You can insult them or give them orders or whatever you want, and they will react naturally to those kind of conversations. And virtual worlds actually are not only the ones that are CGI rendered, but also the ones that are captured from the real world. And outside on the exhibition hall, you've seen a ton of people doing 360 content production. So take a 360 camera and put that into, make that available for virtual reality. And in this case, I want to talk a little bit about, or show actual footage from a holographic meeting. So this is Microsoft's HoloLens, coupled with a couple of depth sensors, and this gives people the ability to actually have holographic meetings. And this is something where you capture the real world in volume. So you capture both the environment as well as the person, and then put that person or composite that person into this virtual environment. And we want to deliver that in real time. So what we've built is the VRWorks 360 SDK, and this allows you to set up a camera on a 360 production shoot and have the stitching actually done in real time on the GPU. So what that allows content producers is to go out on a set, check out the camera angles, maybe take one preview shot, and then actually let the actors act out the scene, which is obviously pretty powerful because you don't have to capture it, go back to the office, stitch it, look at it, and then you realize, oh, there was something wrong with the camera angle that I chose. This allows you to do that in real time, directly on the production shoot. So I covered everything we wanna enable in terms of realistically rendering virtual worlds. They have to look right. They have to sound right, they have to feel right, and you want to capture real things in real time through GPU acceleration. We're doing all of this, like I said, for this journey to holodeck. We're actually building something that is called the nvidia holodeck, which we believe is going to be the future of collaborative working. So it's a shared virtual environment where you can photorealistically render objects or products and then collaboratively work on those products. And we've just announced at GTC Europe 2 weeks ago that we're now in early access for holodeck. So if any of you is interested in seeing this, you can sign up on nvidia.com/holodeck. And holodeck really does a lot of things. We want to have photorealistic models because we believe that designers want their product in the highest quality possible to make design decisions on that. You want to have collaboration, and you also want this world to behave the correct way. So if you're grabbing a steering wheel, you don't want your hands to clip through that steering wheel. You want it to be on point, and that's what we're doing with Project Holodeck. Share a virtual environment, you can realistically interact with objects, you can change materials and colors, so that you can do design review, you can even do crazy things like cut into the inner workings of that product at hand by using CAD data that you get, and then you can do fancy things like explode the car and take a look at the individual parts. So we believe that this will revolutionize how we will create products in the future. And you can do all that collaboratively. So for example, you could have a designer from Tokyo talking to an engineer from San Francisco, and they don't even have to get on a plane and stand in front of a clay model like they do in the automotive industry. They're doing all of that in virtual reality just by putting on a headset. And it's fun.
See some behind the ears, like, you can fix that, that's good.
So this is our journey to holodeck. We want to enable amazing experiences for virtual reality and augmented reality. And we're doing that by providing the hardware, providing SDK, software development kits like the VRWorks SDK, and then also adding on top of that applications like Project Holodeck or our own NVIDIA VR Funhouse, where we pack all our GameWorks technology like Hairworks, destructible objects, physics simulation, and that is freely available on Steam. So if you want to check it out, it's one of the most popular apps on Steam actually. But we're only getting started. This was the past and the present of virtual reality, but what does the future look like? What challenges are out there to make realistic renderings of virtual worlds? And one of them is something called computational displays. So let me just go really quickly into this. Modern VR headsets like the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive have a problem which is called the divergence accommodation effect. Essentially that means that your brain is using different types of information to interpret depth in a room. One of them is how your eyes are converging. So for example, if I look in the far distance, my eyes are going to be relatively parallel. If I look at an object that's directly in front of me, my eyes are going to cross. You can do that in virtual reality displays right now, but what you can do is you can't focus on different focal layers. And that creates a difference between the divergence and the accommodation. Essentially, it's different from how the eyes see the real world. And you can solve that by having computational displays like light field displays that actually allow you to change the focus of your eye according to the convergence of your eyes. And you do that by using a micro lens array that's here in the middle. This is the output that the GPU gives. You have a micro lens array that then puts it into a user's view that looks like this. And this allows you to actually focus on different layers in the image. And in this case, it's super low resolution. Of course, this is going to advance in the future. To save on performance, we're actively developing a foveated rendering system. That means that right now, in a virtual reality headset, you render everything at high resolution, but your eyes actually aren't really used to that. Your eyes have an area of about 30 degrees, which is called the fovea. That is super sharp. Everything in the periphery is actually super blurry. And you can leverage that by using eye tracking to see where a user is looking on the display, and then only rendering the part where he's actually looking, in this case, the clock up here in full resolution, and render other parts of the image at lower